Aiello from VitaminCM.com, and today I'm going to talk about a tool called Instapaper. Instapaper lets you save web pages for reading later. It doesn't just do that though, it really does a nice job of cleaning up your web pages so that you can read them in a quick, streamlined format. So if I go to this page on my site, I'm reading it on a desktop computer, it's okay, and really you want all the extra media. So there's images, there's some ads, videos, tables, comments, all kind of things like that. But if you really want to just quickly read it and you don't have time right now, you can use Instapaper to clean it up and read it later. The way that you do it is it uses a bookmarklet, and in order to install it, you just drag the bookmarklet to your bookmarks toolbar. Of course, you'd want to create an account, log in, do that. And once you've done that, just go to a page. Let's say you're looking at it and you're saying, oh, I need to save this for later so I can really dig in and concentrate on it. Just click the Read It Later button, and you see it flash that little message, Instapaper saved. Now, if I go to my account, I'll refresh it, you'll see that that article just got added. And if I click on the text link, you'll see what it does is it strips out all the extra junk that was in my way that blocks me from being able to read it real quickly. So all this stuff on the sides and top, the header, the sidebars, and all I have is nice, clean, formatted text that's easy to read, kind of looks like if you were reading a newspaper or something. So there's lots of different places that you can use Instapaper. For instance, I'm logged into Google Reader right now, and let's say I find an article that I think is really cool and I want to read it later. Have that article active in your window and click Read It Later. It saves it, and then if I go to my account, hit refresh, you'll notice that article is there, and if I click on it, does a nice job. It keeps some of the images in, but it strips out all the header, footer information, ads, videos, any stuff like that, and it really makes it a nice, clean, easy readable format that you can read anytime. Let's take a look at some of the options they have under the Extras heading. Like I said, go to the Extras heading. Here's the bookmarklet that you just drag onto your toolbar. Instapaper iPhone app, which I'll cover in a moment. There's an application for the iPhone. There's a free and a paid version. The free version just has ads at the top. Google Reader, I just showed you. Newsnet Wire, so that's a RSS reader. So there are tons of iPhone applications that support it. I'm going to show you Twitterrific in a minute. So all these different Twitter applications, if somebody sends you a cool link in Twitter and you open it up on your iPhone and you're like, oh, this is cool, I need to read it, but you know, your iPhone isn't the greatest interface for reading long passages of text, you could just send it right to your Instapaper account and read it later on when you have a chance. So many iPhone applications that are useful. You can have it sent to your Kindle, Instapaper text, so if you want to just drag this up, this will instantly take an article and rip out all the images and give you just text. Like I said, if you have an iPhone or a Google Android or a BlackBerry or a Windows mobile phone, you can just sync this over with your bookmarks. If you're on Windows or a Mac or whatever, just add this to your bookmarks on your browser and use whatever syncing tool you use and sync them over to the browser on your mobile phone. It's great because lots of times your mobile phone, the web interface isn't terrific. So you just bookmark it for later, come to read it when you're on your desktop, or print it off and take them on the go with you. It's a really handy feature. Okay, so let's say you're in Twitterrific and you're going to read an article. So if I click this link, so when the article opens up, first of all, a couple things. This is obviously not the most ideal reading interface for a long article with content. You have all these ads, the text, everything. And also, let's say I don't have time on the go to read it and I'd rather read it in a more comfortable time and situation. I could just click this asterisk, click the Instapaper button. Gives me a little thing saying a link to this page was added to your Instapaper account. So I can close that. If I open up my Instapaper application here, you'll see it will load in the article that I just saved. When I click it, it pulls up that same article, and the nice thing it does is it reformats it, so it rips out all the extra stuff and basically just saves the part of the article that I want to read. So if I go down here, you'll see it's nice. Most of the images are pulled out. It's in a nice clean font, text, real easy to read. I could just scroll through it and read it. built into several apps on your iPhone. So if you're doing something on your iPhone and you see something that you'd like to read later, you could just click it and save it to this. You could also add the bookmarklet to your Safari browser. So if you're reading a piece of information on the internet and you don't have time, or you'd like to read it later on in a better environment, you could just click the bookmarklet and it'll also save it to your Instapaper account. So that's some of the stuff that you could do with Instapaper.